So sometimes when you're watching a movie, you see a performance and you go, wow, yeah, that was good. Oh, yeah, they did a really good job. And then other times you see a performance that is so good and so moving to you specifically that it elicits a reaction, whether that's laughing, crying, shocked, anything. So it feels like it's some actor magic that this person is doing that they're naturally born with, or they went to Juilliard so they know the secret sauce. But there are methods and things that that actor is doing to achieve that reaction. Acting and great acting is subjective. To a lot of people, some performances are really, really good. To other people, it can be overacting or something melodramatic or something they just don't appreciate as much. So it's completely subjective. Some things that people think are really bad acting or something that is really not believable, people could love for that reason, or they could love it because they think that it's a genuine performance. So 3 things that an actor can do to make a good performance great are being specific, taking risks, and not telling the audience what to think. So we're talking about being specific. There are a lot of acting teachers like Stanislavski, Stella Adler, Uta Hagen, Sanford, Meisner, where like all of them at some point in their teachings talk about specificity and how important it is. So people like Uta Hagen, people like Stella Adler, one of the first things that Stella Adler talks about is a list of questions. And all of these questions are essentially answering your given circumstances and making every choice that you make more specific. That is the bare bones. Stella Adler and Stanislavski, they give the bare bones when it comes to given circumstances and who you are as a person when you are performing a character. That's really, really helpful. But it's the actor's job to also be very specific in everything that goes on within the play, before the play, and sometimes even after the play. Because with specificity comes subtext. And subtext is the thing that makes good writing great just as much as performances. If you're in a scene and you're reading the script very blankly and you just think what is face value is that, when you are performing, you're gonna go, I don't know what any of this means. Why are we talking about this? This doesn't make any sense. Like, we're just having a dinner and nothing's going on. But with the subtext behind it, the scene can completely change. And like a lot of times, if you're starting in acting and you're working on short films, student films, things that are even like devised theater or play workshops or community theater, anything like that, things that are new or just starting to become something, it may not have a lot of meat to it. It might be kind of bare bones. So in a lot of those cases, it's the actor's job to make it come to life and to take it off of the page. You want to be able, when you are performing, to not think about the cameras, performing, acting, any of that stuff. You are just thinking about who you are talking to, what you are trying to achieve, and what you were doing right before the scene and what you're doing right after. So like 9 times out of 10, if you are stuck on a scene, you don't know what's going on, or you're confused, like you don't know how this scene should go, specificity is going to help you. Just always asking that who, what, when, where, why in any situation is going to get you to go, oh, maybe this scene's actually about this. Maybe I'm actually trying to get this. Specificity helps with what your objective is, what the tactics you're going to use and how they're going to work with that specific character or the other actor that you're talking to. It also helps with stakes, and stakes change the scene entirely. So it's very, very important that what you are doing is very, very specific. So if you want any workshops or things that are going to help with specificity or anything like that, I highly recommend Stella Adler's teachings. She has a ton of YouTube videos about acting and her master classes. Mark Ruffalo is in some of those scenes as well because he worked under Stella Adler. And also Uta Hagen. Uta Hagen is really, really good with talking about that. And there are a lot of scenes in the work that she does in the YouTube videos that talk about her where it's all about super specific things. Now, when I talk about subtext, I think people that would be really helpful in learning subtext are the teachings of Sanford Meisner, which you can also find on YouTube. There's documentaries and recordings of his master classes. And because of his repetition and the words that they use, they're very blank and the words are very simple. just like one word sentences, and nothing is really put into anything line wise, but because of the subtext and how the actors are reacting to each other, that's what makes the scene come to life. If you want to get into acting, like in general, that is a risk in itself. There is a lot of risk when it comes to performing because it is an unstable work environment, financially, physically, emotionally, mentally. There is a lot of competition, and there's a lot of room to compare yourself to others, which can be very damaging for you. It's important in itself that it's like the mindset of you wanting to become an actor is a huge risk, and you're taking it, which makes you very, very brave. If you're already saying to yourself, I want to perform, the stage or the screen is calling me and I want to be a part of that community, that's a really beautiful thing. So you have to take that risk fully, and you can't do anything halfway, because you don't want to take the risk of becoming an actor and trying to actually do it full time and then perform in a mediocre way and not fully embrace and be fully yourself, because your uniqueness and how you approach a scene is what's going to make it believable, because you are the person that we are seeing. We're not seeing, when we are doing these like characters, if you're doing Sweeney Todd, or if you're doing a scene from Monsters Inc. or any of that stuff, we are not seeing those characters. We are seeing you first. Before anything, we are seeing you. So you have to be able to take that risk as yourself in the character's imaginary circumstance to give an authentic, fun, and believable performance. A great example is like Steve Carell is wonderful at taking risks, and he is able to fully embrace himself in a character's position because he has done the research. So without being specific, you can't take huge risks. So when I mean taking risks in a scene, it's not doing anything just because it's a risk to do something, right? There has to be substance behind it, and there has to be a reason behind it. And that reason can be something in the script, something that the other actor that you are working with is giving you, and it's eliciting a reaction, or it can be something that the director tells you to do, and you have to fully embrace that note. So the mindset of when you are working with a director, either in film or either in theater, is that they want you to fully be yourself. So take that risk, as you did doing this profession, and you see good performances, and the reason why they're considered good is because they're not fully embracing it, and you can see the actor being the character, and you're not seeing a person try to get what they want. Last thing, I think this is very important, because this is a thing that can trip up newcomers or people that want to get into acting because they've seen another really, really great performance, is because they want to tell the audience how to feel. And the big thing is, you can't control how the audience is going to feel about you. You can't. You just can't do it. No matter what you do, no matter how much research you do, how specific you are, how many risks you take, you cannot control how the audience and the director and anybody that is watching your performance feel about your performance. All you can do is become truthful in an imaginary circumstance and get what you want in the scene. You can't approach a scene going, I want the audience to feel like this, because that's the director's job. And the director's job is to direct you into getting to that vision. A great performance comes from a multitude of factors. The script is going to give you a lot to where you don't even have to do much, to where you think that you're going to have to do all these different choices and make all these different things, when in reality you can say the words and be truthful and be still in a moment, and it can be more powerful than all the other stuff that you think you should do. If you have performed in either film or theater, you know that feeling when you're in a scene and you want to do the thing that you have seen other actors do. So for example, for me, I've seen so many scenes of Andrew Garfield screaming at the top of his lungs, or making a really, really wild choice on something. And to me, it's like, wow, this is so good. Like, this is amazing. I want to be able to feel that when I'm in a scene. So now that I'm in this scene and it kind of calls for it, I'm going to do it full out and I'm going to go for it because I want the audience to feel how I felt when I watched Andrew Garfield. You should not be thinking that when you're in a scene. You need to focus and listen to the person you're talking to. And a lot of times when you have that moment of fully relaxing and listening to your partner, that's when the emotion actually starts to come. And that's what you can play with when you are in the scene. And it's such a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to really listen to your scene partner and to fully embrace the scene to where everything comes together in this magical moment and you don't even have to think. You're gonna have those moments, but then you're also gonna have moments where you do a scene and you go, this sucks. I don't know what's going on. And this doesn't make any sense, but the director is telling me to do this, so I'm gonna do it. And then you watch it and it's like, wow, that was awesome. That was really good. Now I see what the director is doing. Because remember, you are a piece of the puzzle. So you can't put the puzzle together by yourself. You are a piece of the puzzle. So you have to fit in your square and you're going to create something beautiful. To sum it up, a good actor becoming a great actor takes a lot of hard work, it takes dedication, and it takes time. You have to be able to put the effort in asking every single question and being so immersed into the scene that you are able to authentically present yourself. That doesn't mean you have to method act and become somebody that you're not. It's to fully embrace who you are in this imaginary circumstance. If you can embrace who you are and what you are trying to get, it's going to be a beautiful performance. So I'll have some links down below of some of the books and the methods that I was mentioning and some YouTube videos of other acting professors and teachers that have given some really good advice. And if this stuff helps you in any way, if you like hearing me talk about this, comment on what you think I should talk about next. If you have any questions in general about acting or performing or how to get into the business at all, I'm here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.